T-Nutty, what up?
Imagine, if you will, a portal where ancient mythology awakens and forgotten stories are told. As you listen, drift beyond the dimensions of what you know and explore the metaphysical bounds of imagination. Subscribe if you dare, as we uncover the mysterious and forbidden. Because in this maze of myths, each twist and turn brings you closer to the unknown. Now enter the Myth Lab. In shadowy Chicago, an ancient being awakens, feeding on the city's fears and ambitions. It merges with crime lord Dominic Falcone, aiming to use a political rise to power to spread corruption and extend its dark influence. In a velvet darkness that shrouds the city of wind and broken spirit, I awaken once more. The echoing cries of Chicago's misbegotten sons and daughters are sweet symphonies to my intangible ears. It has been ages since I walked amongst mortals as more than a whisper in the wind, or the absence of light in the corner of their eye. I am something forgotten, or something remembered. I am the Abyssal Avatar, the shadowed one, the dark whisperer. A ceaseless enigma of existence, awaiting in boundless patience. To exist without living is a paradox only a being such as I can understand. To be everywhere, yet nowhere. To shape destinies, yet remain formless. It is, in essence, to be a god. I am old, much older than this city of steel and smoke, much older than mankind's shallow comprehension of time. I am not born, nor am I dead. I simply am, ageless as starlight, and as unstoppable as the descent of nightfall. The Abyssal Avatar does not hunger or thirst. I feed on the fear and desperation of those who fall into my clutches, savoring each trembling heartbeat, each frantic breath drawn by those who dangle from my string. They dance to my rhythm, a symphony of shadows orchestrated by unseen, innumerable hands.
I knew the time had to come when I'd be held under your thumb. I'm like a pawn in your hand, moved and compelled at your command.
Can you feel my essence seeping into the cracks of your world, brittle as old bone? The streets beneath me teem with the lives, gritty, tales of ambition and duplicity, each one a tantalizing thread for me to pull. They know not that I suspend them over oblivion's gaping throat, a delicate balance maintained by their ignorance in my influence. But yet, there walk this world humans like Dominic Falcone. The taste of his power lingers in the air around him, a flavor both alluring and dangerous. Dominic's words taste like honeyed poison, both deceptively sweet and potentially harmful if consumed without caution. How intriguing his dance with destiny will be I feel his presence, burning like the most radiant star in this city's vast constellation of corruption. Falcone. His name tumbles in the cavernous depths of my immaterial consciousness. His ambition to be the largest crime boss in the nation is so raw, palpable. It resonates with my own insatiable desire. Chaos. Yet there is an intoxication that even I, beyond the bounds of human limitation, find intriguing. The enchantment of alcohol. I dwell upon this idea. A substance with a spirit can change minds, melt inhibitions. Can I? Yes. Yes, I can. As the city's heart beats, in rhythm with forbidden jazz and whispered secrets, I watch Falcone from the shadows as he uncorks a collected bottle amongst this world's finest whiskeys. The scent of aged spirits rise, intertwining with the smoke curling from his still-lit cigar in a crystal ashtray. His hands, steady and confident, lifts the crystal glass filled with the amber liquid. Summoning every ounce of my resolve, I channel the pulsating energy, commanding it to intertwine with the mildly poisonous fluid's core. As though responding to an old age beckoning, our souls engage in a timeless tango, merging spirit with spirit. In a symphony of power and purpose, the glass feels cold even to my touchless form. What if I infiltrate this precious elixir? To possess it would grant me even greater influence over those who crave it. A sip of this intoxicant would allow me to enter Falcone's mind, injecting my influence into his veins with every swallow. As I oscillate closer onto him, I sense Falcone's anticipation grow. His polished image wavers as a chill travels down the nape of his neck. His fingers tap on the table with an impatience, a tune unsung, yet inherently understood. Dominic raises the glass to his lips, and I feel the rush of imminent transformation that floods through his veins. I am at his lips, and the whiskey slides down smoothly, burning the path of warmth, tinged with my own chilling touch. It's a paradoxical sensation. I slip past his defenses, welcomed into his mind like a long-lost ghost. His consciousness flickers like a candle before the wind as I settle into his mind's darkest corridors. Intoxicating to me is this human psyche with its frailties and ambitions, its fearsome potential serving my sinister purposes. I revel in it. We operate as one entity now. The crime lord and the dark whisperer, engaging in a shadow play of power games and corruption within Chicago's gritty underbelly. We dream a tale of prohibition, a plan so audacious it leaves the city's thirst insatiable, its foundation shuddering in anguish and insecurity beneath its consequences. With me as his silent partner, Falcone moves like a phantom across Chicago's political landscape. I echo through every word Dominic speaks, imprinting my will upon each negotiation.
Gentlemen, prohibition is an instrument for our grand design.
driving the city's liquor trade underground, channeling even more power to us. Cheers. Every clink of glass, every drop of liquor that's sipped in a concealed speakeasy, leather-sealed back rooms, and decadent high society soirees. Each sip dances to the puppeteer's tune. The city teeters on the edge of an intoxicating abyss as its spirits fade into shadows, while another spirit, more ancient, more potent, spreads its foreboding influence. I, the Abyssal Avatar, will delve deep into this nation's blood supply, pouring my essence into every hollowed-out heart, seeking solace at the bottom of a bottle. The corrupt politicians, the overworked, desperate, and downtrodden, seeking oblivion and toxicity. The whispers of an alcohol ban echo in the dimly lit corridors of power, causing unease and suspicion. The mere hint of prohibition ignites the city's anxieties. For alcohol is more than just a spirit. It's a balm for the weary, a liquid courage to face the harsh realities of life in this city. Those with moral grandstanding rail against the immorality of liquor, finding eager allies amongst those with dirty little secrets akin to their own. In the shadows, I stir. The politicians and captains of industry see the possibilities. A nation thirsty for the exclusive supply that they own. The masses herding like cattle into a new pasture for profit and control. And for Falcone and I, it is a gate. A dark door opened into the hearts and minds of those who dare to sip the netherworldly nectar. Freedom to drink is freedom to be. Falcone's voice resounds in the back rooms of speakeasies and illegal brothels, weaving tales of oppression and liberty. Bravo. And so, our plan unfurls, woven together with threads of deceit and manipulation. With each day passing, I settle deeper into Falcone's psyche, our bond strengthening, a union of darkness and ambition. The intoxicating power courses through our veins of his body as we tighten our grip on the city, marking the beginning of a new era, the age of the Abyssal Avatar. The speakeasies thrive in the shadows as prohibition took hold. Illicit hubs where silky jazz music mingles with the stench of cigarette smoke and the alluring perfumes of flappers. Falcone's empire expanded tenfold almost overnight as the demand for bootleg liquor skyrocketed. He now commands a vast smuggling operation bringing potent, unregulated spirits into Chicago, Detroit, and Indiana, to quench the unslackable thirsts of the Midwest's elite and downtrodden alike. The Abyssal Avatar's insidious influence grew terrifyingly further with each drink. In darkened back rooms, its unholy pacts were sealed over glasses and contraband whiskey. The Avatar's cold whispers twisting the minds of union bosses and politicians. The seductive promises of power and wealth secured their loyalty to Falcone and his mysterious benefactor. The police force and city officials had been paid handsomely to look the other way as Falcone's operation expanded rapidly under the Abyssal Avatar's malignant influence. The Avatar's dark whispers drove men mad with greed and ambition, and Falcone had become its eager vessel. Yet the city's dependence on Falcone's supply brought new pleasures. As profits soared, bloody turf wars erupted over control of distribution. Rival gangs fought relentlessly over slices of the underground liquor trade, like feral animals. Falcone needed manpower, consolidate his hold, and squash the competition through savage force. Here, I guided Falcone's hand once more, through threats, bribery, and the promise of my dark blessings. Falcone brought the union boss firmly into his hold. At his command, hundreds of loyal union men were recruited into Falcone's gang, bolstering ranks for the street wars to come. Now the bootleg liquor flowed solely at his command. Like a sailor drawn to a siren's call, the mayor of the city falls into our web of deception. He eagerly accepts an invitation, believing our alliance will make him more powerful. Little does he know, each drink he takes from tainted bottles in the speakeasy only tightens the noose we've cleverly placed around his neck. As a matter of fact, watch as his eyes light up as he surveys the scene before him. A decadent party filled with laughter, jazz music, and flowing alcohol. The glamorous flapper girls flirt with him, all vying for his attention, while distinguished and influential men give him approving nods. All thanks to me. Falcone leans back in his plush leather booth, a smug grin on his face, as he watches the mayor finish off his third glass of bootleg gin. The liquor has loosened the mayor's collar and morals, greasing the wheels of corruption. On the surface, it appears a simple transaction between men of influence. Prohibited liquor flowing freely in the exchange of the mayor's cooperation. But in this darkness, an ancient presence stirs, my tendrils slithering unseen into their minds once again. Falcone slid a freshly filled tumbler across the table to the mayor, his eyes gleaming with a dark promise. To power through allegiance, Falcone and I said with a smile. Raising our glass in a toast, I ensure a few drops of the alcohol lay on the mayor's outstretched fingers. The liquor seeps into his skin, opening a pathway into his being. As the mayor brought it to his lips, he felt an icy chill run down his spine. For a moment, he thought he saw Falcone's shadow warp into an unnatural form. He enjoys the taste of liquor, while I feed upon the tinge of his fear. My essence flows into him, and I feel his will plunge into my silent commands. He snaps back into the conversation. To our partnership. This prohibition business is not too bad, eh, Dominic? The mayor slurs, beads of sweat glistening on his forehead. Falcone chuckles, the low rumble resonating through his broad chest. For men like us, it's a gold mine, he replies, refilling the mayor's glass. I feel Falcone's confidence growing as our game ensnares the bishop piece on the board. The police commissioner sits across from them, cigar clenched between his yellowed teeth, his beady eyes darting between the mayor and Falcone like a rat awaiting scraps. The jazz music pounds relentlessly, an upbeat tempo bellying the sinister deals being brokered under the cover of night. Scantily clad women gyrate on the dance floor, fueled by bathtub gin and loose morals. The alluring women glide amongst the men, their bright laughter masking the abyssal void behind their eyes. They refill drinks and light cigars while sitting on the laps of the men, keeping my puppets satiated with vices. The mayor's face flushes, his thoughts growing sluggish. His craving for power and pleasure overrides any remaining inhibitions. As I pull the threads of manipulation tighter, as the world fades into a blur, our throbbing black void is all that exists. The mayor and police commissioner now belong to me. Through Falcone, I tighten my grip on the criminal underworld. The bootleg booze flowing endlessly to fuel my puppet's vices. The police turn a blind eye as my network expands. Promises of riches blinding them to all darkness taking root. Beyond the city limit, my reach grows as shipments fan out across the land. The liquor brings me new vessels, fresh minds to lay claim and command. No corner is safe from my creeping touch. Innocence and virtue turn to decadence with but a sip. Through them I spread my claws deeper into this city, this fertile ground where vice and corruption have allowed me to take root. For I am the insidious whisper that haunts your mind, the chilling hand that grips your spine. I am the darkness that waits in the spaces between. No one can resist me forever. All will serve my desires in due time. Their deepest desires, their weaknesses, and their darkest fears are my strengths. I am the decay behind the glitz and glamour, the sinister force behind the glittering facade, revealing the true darkness within. And yet, mortals continue to revel in my offerings, blind to the abyss opening beneath them. They are powerless against my allure, consumed by their own greed and lust until nothing is left but an empty shell. Even as light fades from their eyes, they crave more, desperate for the escape that I offer. But in me there is no escape, only the endless void that I will one day unleash upon this world. Soon all cities will hear my siren call and fall under my spell. My reign shall stretch from coast to coast, for now I bide my time, savoring the downfall of each and every soul. My moment fast approaches. I am eternal, patient, inevitable. All cities fall to me in time. Chicago's turn has come, yet this is only the beginning. Soon, my influence will spread beyond these borders, varied by the greed and vice of men. My void knows no limits. All will sink into the depths, lost to hopeless oblivion. The future is mine to consume.
Chief Nutty, what up?
And that concludes another tale from the Myth Lab.